Hello everyone, I'm Ratna. Today we will discuss about analyzing short story. So, what short stories will we analyze? Let's watch this video.
You don't even know my name, I'm super shy, but wait a minute while I make you mine. 떨리는 지금도 you're on my mind all the time. I wanna tell you, but I'm super shy.
Well everyone, in this time we will analyze the short story about the story of an hour by Kate Chopin. Before that, we will get to know about the author and the short story first. About the author, Kate Chopin, with the real name Catherine of Flaherty, was born on February 8, 1850 in St. Louis, Missouri. Growing up in a multicultural home that spoke English and French, Kate Chopin is a highly influential American author who was a forerunner to feminist writing in the 20th century. In her lifetime, she published more than 100 short stories and 2 novels. About the short story, The Story of an Hour is a short story written by Kate Chopin on April 19, 1894. It was originally published in Vogue on December 9, 1894 as The Dream of an Hour. It was later reprinted in St. Louis Live on January 5, 1895 as The Story of an Hour. The title of the short story refers to the time elapsed between the moments at which the protagonist, Louise Mallard, hears that her husband, Brindley Mallard, is dead, and discovers that he is alive after all, featuring a female protagonist who feels liberation at the news of her husband's death. The Story of an Hour was controversial by American standards in the 1890s. Okay everyone, now we move to the synopsis of the short story about The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin is a short story that revolves around Mrs. Louise Mallard, who learns of her husband's death in railroad accident. Unexpectedly, she experiences a range of conflicting emotions, moving from grief to a surprising sense of freedom and liberation. As she contemplates her newfound independence, a shocking twist awaits her at the story's climax, challenging conventional notions of love and societal expectation. Okay everyone, now we will analyze the intrinsic elements of the short story from The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. Okay, the first element is language. Chopin's language is evocative, using vivid imagery and concise yet powerful sentences. Symbolic language is employed to convey deeper meanings, such as the description of spring symbolizing renewal. For the second element is plot. The plot centers on Mrs. Louise Mallard's emotional journey following the news of her husband's death. The unexpected twist occurs when Mrs. Mallard returns, leading to a tragic resolution. For the third element is mood. The mood shifts throughout the story from initial sorrow to a sense of liberation and ultimately tragedy. Chopin skillfully creates a mood that mirrors the protagonist's emotional roller coaster. For the fourth element is setting. The story is set in the late 19th century in a domestic environment, reflecting societal norms and expectations of the time. The confined setting of Louis' home contrasts with the broader theme of potential liberation. For the fifth element is theme. The theme explores the complexities of freedom, marriage, and societal expectations. Chopin challenges traditional gender roles, highlighting the stifling nature of marriage for a woman. The sixth element is point of view. The story is narrated in the third person, offering insight into Louis' thoughts and emotions. The limited omniscience perspective allows readers to empathize with Louis' internal struggles and realizations. For the seven elements is narrator. The narrator is an omniscient observer, providing an intimate view of Louis' thoughts while maintaining an objective stance. The narrator's perspective is crucial in conveying the story's ironic twist. For the eight elements is character. Louis Mallard is the central character, undergoing significant internal conflict and transformation. Secondary characters like Josephine and Richards serve to support and advance the plot. Brantley Marat is husband of Louis, Josephine is sister of Louis, and Richards is friend of Brantley Mallard. For the last element is conflict. The primary conflict is internal, as Louis grapples with her emotions upon learning of her husband's death. There is also an external conflict between Louis' newfound sense of freedom and societal expectations. Well, everyone, now we will move to the moral message of the short story about The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin carries several potential moral messages and interpretation can vary. One prevalent theme is the exploration of the complexities of freedom and self-discovery. The story invites reflection on societal expectations, the constraints of marriage, and the consequences of suppressed desires. A moral message from the story could be to encourage a critical examination of societal norms and expectations, emphasizing the importance of individual identity and the potential consequences of living within prescribed rules. It prompts readers to consider the impact of societal expectations on personal happiness and fulfillment. Well, everyone, I think that's all from me about analyzing short story from The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin. I hope this video is useful for you and see you in the next video. Bye bye.